Hey, how's it going, guys? It's your retro future boy Ricky Summer here, and today I've come back in time to take a look at Warhammer 40,000 Mechanicus. That's just fun to say, man. Mechanicus. Rad.
This video brought to you by
Nexus Security, protecting you from the unknown beyond the Nexus.
Okay, so this is a turn-based tactical management game, very much like XCOM, but I also think that's an unfair comparison. But it's an inevitable comparison considering how popular XCOM 2 is. So the way I would describe this game is, let's take Darkest Dungeon and XCOM, throw them into a pot, and then revamp the combat a skosh. So the combat is what I would call resource-based rather than action point-based, and it really lends a nice, I guess, flexibility to the combat. It just really works for me. So it's not so much just move and shoot over and over again. You have a few options, and I like it a great deal. So let's get the housekeeping out of the way. I did receive the game for free from the developers, but rest assured that does not color my opinion of the game one way or the other. Secondly, I do like the Warhammer 40k universe, but I have just like a cursory knowledge of it. I'm by no means an expert. So if you're like die-hard 40k and you're like, this guy has no idea what he's talking about. Yeah, I know, buddy. Okay, and last, but certainly not least, I'm not 100% sure how the game is intended to be played from a replayability standpoint, right? Is it, you know, like play campaign after campaign after campaign, try and get better and better and better, just like XCOM or Darkest Dungeon, or is it a play it once and forget it affair? I haven't been able to get a solid answer from anywhere. I just haven't been able to find it. Now, from playing it myself and a couple of things other people have said and a few little facts thrown at me by the developers, it feels like it is like an XCOM or Darkest Dungeon kind of thing where you can play it again and again. Supposedly there are multiple endings, and I think there are like, I'm not sure what elements are procedurally generated or not, but it seems like there's like 50 dungeons, for lack of a better term, that you can cycle through or that are randomly picked out by the game, but you will only see about 30 of them in a playthrough. The developers reckon campaigns are going to last 20 to 30 hours. So that in itself implies that, yeah, you would play through it several times, but it also gives you a lot of story and exposition and stuff, and that kind of feels like maybe it's just a once through affair. It's really hard to say, but I'm hoping it's the kind of thing that you can replay it over and over again, because I'm having a lot of fun with it, and I think I would like to play it again once I'm done with my campaign. So, you know, we got like customization and whatnot here. There are semi-RPG elements, but I kind of want to rush through some of this stuff and just get to the gameplay, and we can get to like customization at the end of the video. But one thing you need to understand is the way the campaign is structured, which I find really interesting. So you've got this meter up here. As you can see, I'm 25% through the campaign, but this is not governed by like an arbitrary, hey, you've got this many turns to finish the game and then it's done. This is actually directly influenced by how well you're doing in the campaign. So once you go into a dungeon, I'm not sure, are they called something else? I can't quite remember. I'm just going to call them dungeons because, you know, structurally, mechanically, that's really what they are. So once you go into a dungeon, you'll have choices that will directly influence this bar. So if you make the right choices, or maybe if you're a bit lucky, the bar will, I'm not sure if it quite will go down, but it won't advance, or won't advance as far. But if you make a big old mistake, it's gonna fill up quite a bit and hasten your potential defeat. And I like that. I think that's really unique. I haven't quite seen something like that before in a game, and I'm really into it. I like the ability to control how long the campaign goes dynamically as I'm playing. Okay, so with no further gilding the lily and with no more ado, let's get into the game. So the way this works is we've got a bunch of, I guess like generals and just higher ups in the Adeptus Mechanicus organization or fleet or whatever you want to call it, and we can get missions from them, right? So of course we can do these in any order. We've got hard missions, normal. It doesn't look like we have any easy missions right now. So listen. It's not an easy game, I'll tell you that much. So I'm just kind of going to look through this and decide where I want to go here. So I'm gonna be governed by the rewards, I think. I wouldn't mind getting more soldiers. I wouldn't mind getting more soldiers, I'll tell you that much. What else have we got? I don't want to do a hard mission. Ooh, hang on. Necron Warrior and the Canoptek Ancronthite. Some of these things are hard to say, man. Very, like, intense faux Latin. That's Warhammer 40k for you. Okay, so a Phosphor Blaster shoots multiple projectiles in a cone area. Reveal target statistics, deals 6 to 8 energy damage to targets in an area. Yeah, I definitely want to grab that for my, what are they called? What are... The tech priests, that's what they are. They're tech priests. Anyway, we'll get to this screen later. That's like a whole other affair. But we're gonna do this mission. So this is how it goes. So you start off with these two guys, Magos Jeremiah and Magos. Oh well, I've renamed him Sten after my good buddy Stevens. These are the two guys you start off with, and presumably you can only take one. Like, you can take one with you if you want, but like, why not take both of them? So I'm just going to throw both of them in there, and then you start off with servitors, which are free to take. They don't require any of this resource, the Blackstone, which you get, you know, during your missions, and they have, well, you'll see what they're about in a second, but they're just great grunts, you know, and they're not going to. They're just pawns. Like, you use them to take damage and whatnot. They're important, but very expendable. And I've just received recently the Skitari Ranger Alpha, which is a fast melee guy. The servitors are just melee. And the Skitari Vanguard, which I haven't even played with yet. So I'm going to take one of each of these guys. And I think we're good to go. The only other thing we have here is we can select Canticles. I don't know how to pronounce that. Yeah, probably Canticles. Anyway, I've got, they're basically little cards, little abilities you can use once while you're in the dungeon. So I've got the next physical attack will deal +9 physical damage. The machine spirit of all weapons, we'll see what that is in a second, and restore 10 HP on the active unit. I only have one of my tech priests is a healer. So it's good to have the ability to heal while we're in there. Let us deploy. So here we go. We've got some exposition. This is something I both like, and it's also a criticism of mine. There's a lot of story and exposition in here, and it's interesting because the universe of 40k is interesting, and what they're trying to do here, and the mystery of it, them finding out, you know, what the Necrons are all about, because it's very much. Like, we're in the dark about it. These mechanical beings are waking up in these tombs. We're like, what's going on? We don't know how to beat them or what they're about or anything, really. So that's quite interesting. But sometimes I just want to get to the game, you know? So, you know, I'm going to skip through all these. The voice acting is really cool. I say voice acting, but it's like mostly cybernetic groans and whatnot, but it's pretty cool. I really like the sound of it. And the way the dialogue is written, the dialogue that I'm skipping through right now, the way it's written is quite interesting because we're playing with cybernetic like religious zealots. Their speech is quite funny and unique and clever, I think. So sometimes they'll speak in like almost like basic code concepts, like you know, if insert action here, or you know, go to this or that, you know what I mean. Anyway, so let's I'm not going to spoil any of this for you. Let's just get to it. So this is how it goes. We're in a crypt or dungeon or tomb, whatever you want to call it, I don't know. So this is almost like a 3D representation of how Darkest Dungeon does things, I guess, you know. So we can move through these rooms any way we want. I hate doing these, but I'm gonna show you it anyway for the sake of the video. But let's run over to this glyph room, and we can choose not to do this glyph, whatever, you know, whatever it is. We can choose to skip that if we want and just go to the next room, but let's do it. So many female ports cover the outer shell of this Necron panel. Perhaps interfacing could improve the team's performance. Now, I'm not sure if there's like clues I should be looking at to see like which one of these I should pick, or if it's like purely random. Just like, you know, pick one of them, you know. Does it affect the image? I don't think so. Let's just pick that one. Let's see what happens. What was it? Awakening increased. Okay. So whatever we did, we increased the awakening, which means, so you've, the way I perceive this is, you know, that big bar that we had in the main screen beforehand, like we were in the ready room sort of thing. This is like a mini version of it just for the mission. So once it starts filling up, we're gonna get more and more Necrons in the actual combat encounters and whatnot. But let's keep going. So it's cool. There's a little bit of a race against the clock kind of thing from moment to moment. Here we go. Warning, our presence has been detected. Okay. Okay. Ingenuity and observation above haste, Magos. Supply intelligence, solve problem. Okay, here we go. Erratic and illogical radiation readings are throwing off the cohort's ability to track the target's isotopes. So we have some options here. Spirituality. Pray for the Omnisia, which is like our machine god, to intercede on your behalf, attempt to fix the rad sensor, or advance at full speed, ignoring the erratic readings. It will take too long to fix the rad sensor. Okay. Let's science the shit out of this, you know, but there's going to be a trade-off. Oh no, there wasn't. That was just good? Okay, right. So, again, like there's a few things that I'm not too sure about. Like when you click that, when you choose an option, is it like a straight up, this is what, you know, is it randomized is what I'm trying to say. Does it roll a dice or just does it do something? You know, I don't really know. There's not a whole lot of information out there that I could find, you know. But sometimes something that might happen there is like, hey, something's gone wrong. Do we ignore it? Do we like apply a hasty fix, or do we really like double down and fix it properly? Now, if you double down and fix it properly, you know, it'll be the best outcome for whatever you've fixed, like some kind of equipment or something. But because you've taken more time to do it, the Necrons are going to wake up, you know. Alternatively, if you rush through it, then you might damage something, or you might do some damage to one of your units in the process, that kind of thing, you know. So let's keep going. So it looks like we've got two main objectives here. Find isotopic material for fuel. So there's going to be one there and one there, and more than likely they're going to be combat encounters. So sometimes you'll find combat encounters throughout the rooms, and you'll, I think for the most part, be able to see them, at least at this point in the campaign. Like, for example, you would see some Necrons in red here, and we could choose to attack them or not. Okay, so let's move on. And these are handled pretty quickly, and I like that. I don't know if the missions are going to get like much longer as the campaign progresses, but you know, like I said, at about 25% here, I would say maybe 15 minutes or so. All right, fantastic. So we now have our first combat encounter of the video, and we can set ourselves up. Now, there's not too much depth to it, especially in a situation like this, because we have to funnel through this bridge anyway, so there's not a whole lot going on there. But we actually can't put any more units down. We have access to other units, but we can't put them down because we haven't got, what's it called, cognition or something like that? Cognition, yeah. So this is the resource required to basically do most everything in combat, and you'll see what that's all about in a second. So combat involves, you know, moving, shooting, using abilities, and collecting resources, right? So right now we have nothing. So what are we going to do to grab some? Well, there's some over there. Oh god, there's like, this is actually a really bad map for resources. Is this for real? This is not a good example, but let's keep going, I guess. So hang on, single target. I think we can, with these particular weapons, we can shoot without any cognition. So can I use my skull? Okay, so we've got an ability here. Both our starting tech priests have this ability, the servo skull. So this will essentially send out a skull, this flying skull, to reveal the stats of one of these enemies. So this particular bloke here looks like he has an energy shield. So his health was 10, and because I've got an upgrade on my servo skull, it does 1 damage. His health is 10, and he's got 2 energy shield, which means if we shoot him with an energy weapon such as this one, well, this only does 1 to 2 damage. So even if we do maximum damage, without a crit, we're actually not going to do any damage to this guy because he's got 2 energy shield, right? So it cancels out. 2 damage on 2 shield, it's going to cancel out. So we really need to shoot him with this macro stubber. Oh man, the names, which does physical damage. And just because this guy has energy shield doesn't mean that all his brothers that look exactly the same are going to have an energy shield too. They might have a physical shield. So you really need to know what you're doing here. You can attack them without first checking out what they're about, but it's a gamble, you know? So let's get our tech priest. We've taken 1 action there, but it hasn't used any of our resources, so we can just keep going here, buddy. So let's move to the borders here. Now we could, if we had cognition, we could spend it to move even further, and that's what I love, right? It doesn't confine you. It's like, hey, you've moved once, that's it. If you want to keep moving, buddy, and like really like get into it and make some plays, you can burn the resources you've collected and have some fun with it. But for the moment, let's just shoot that boy, see how we go. Alright, so another thing I love is the combat is visceral and heavy hitting. The screen shakes, you get RGB separation when an effect shoots off. It's beautiful. I'm really into it. So there's, like I said, there's really no point hitting him with a Phosphor Blaster pistol because he's got 2 energy shield there. So I'm just going to end the turn here. Just going to end the turn. Here we go. So this particular Tech Priest, I've upgraded him with an ability that gives him 1 cognition at the start of his turn. So we've got 1 now. We can use it. Let's use a servo skull on another one of these guys to sort out what he's about. There we go. So he's got 1 energy shield. 1 energy shield. So conceivably we could use an energy attack on him and still do damage. Okay, so let's... Can we... Like, where are we gonna... I guess really that's all we can... the only place we can go to still hit him. So you may notice that we actually get an indication of who we can hit with what weapon when we move, which is fantastic. I love that. It's all very clear. You know, the interface is clear. The game runs pretty smooth. It's not always at 60, but I make a concession for you know, I'm usually a 60 FPS snob. But when it comes to turn-based stuff, it doesn't... I mean, as long as it's not, like, chugging so bad, like, under 30 and it's maddening to play, it's fine, you know. Okay, so we actually need 2 cognition points here. And keep in mind, I have maxed out the settings. Let's not get crazy. So we need 2 cognition points here to fire the Phosphor Serpentar, and we don't have them. We have 1, but that's not going to be enough. So... let's use the micro stubber, which is fine because he's got the energy shield anyway. Oh baby, yeah, it's working for me. I love how the screen shakes. It just feels heavy hitting. It's bombastic. You know, that's my perception of 40k. You know, it needs to feel over the top and big and meaty and bombastic, and they've got it. They've got it nailed down. Okay, Necron Awakening. Extra Necrons in battle. Ooh, we've done it now. Here we go. Yep. This might actually be a really difficult mission. We have a lot of enemies. Oh dear. Okay, so I'll be honest. I'm not 100% sure what that is. I mean, it's clearly... This is clearly a means of furnishing ourselves with cognition. But I don't know how to get it. Like, do we have to get on the moving platform and we scoop it up that way? Or how does this work? I don't know. I don't know. So we've got 1 cognition point, and like this is Sophie's choice right now. Do we put down a servitor, which is the only thing we can afford, or do we save it for abilities? I think the smart play here is to save it for abilities. I really think what we should be doing is falling back a little bit and taking out this guy over here. So that's what I'm going to do. Let's move over here. So another thing to consider, this game does not have cover, right? So if you're really used to XCOM, throw that expectation out of the window, buddy. You haven't got cover here. Okay, so we don't have any means of determining what shielding he has, if any. So I'm just going to hit him with both barrels, really. Can I even? Hang on. Yeah, I can. So both of my weapons don't require cognition. So we're fine. Boom. There you go. So unfortunately, shooting with the weapons we currently have will not reveal the stats. But one of the rewards, sorry, my headphones are coming off. One of the rewards for this particular mission, as you saw, is a weapon that will reveal stats when we shoot with it, which is fantastic. There we go. Okay. Oh, that reveals... Hang on. Hang on. Reveals targets... Oh, okay. I hadn't realized that. That's cool. So that weapon will do that. That's pretty cool. So he has physical shielding. So we really want to be hitting him with energy weapons if at all possible. So something else we can do right now, as you can see, we can burn out at 1 point of... am I saying that right? Cognition. Let me just hang on. Where is it? Cognition point. Yeah, that's what it is. I've never heard that term before within, you know, the 40k universe. So I'm wary of people going like, oh, he's mispronouncing my 40k. Yeah, we could burn that point to move in closer, but there's no real point to do it because we also need a point to actually smack him. So backspace to end our turn. We're going to scoop up more cognition with our other bloke here, and let's get over here. So like I said, there is no cover, but there kind of is. There's informal cover. So behind here, we can't be hit, right? And you can actually use other units, yourself, your own units included, as cover. So if we move this guy here, then this guy won't be able to shoot that guy, right? There's a line of sight thing going on. Okay, so he's got 2 health left. He's got 2 physical shields. So let's use our... Actually, let's not use that. I was going to say, let's use our energy weapon, but it's going to take both of our cognition. We're very cognition poor, which I must point out has been uncommon up to this point. Will it be more... see, yeah. We just straight up, we whiffed it there. Alright, let's do it then. Let's shoot him. So that's it. He's done. But he's down now, right? So this is what Necrons are all about. You got to kill him twice. So now he's in a down state, and it'll take 3 turns for him to reanimate. So we need to take him out before that happens. Now, luckily, as far as I'm aware, any damage from any source will take him out when he's in this state. We don't have to worry about bypassing his shields and that kind of thing. So that's fine. So let's make him come in for us. We're out of sight. Let's make him move. So yeah, I don't know what the later gameplay is going to be like in terms of, you know, resource management and resource scarcity. But we'll see how we go. Okay, I think for the moment... Oh, I used the cognition. Damn it. You know what? I am going to drop a servitor. Let's pop him there. And I think I might end his turn. I'm going to delay his turn. I want him to come in, you know. I want to take his, you know, as much time as possible. So here's another way to get cognition, and that's from downed enemies. So let's move this guy over here. And as he passes, this is really cool. So you don't have to like stop right next to a cognition point to grab it. You can pass by it. Previously there have been like spires throughout the map where you can grab it. This map does not have any. So I'm just gonna use you know what? I'm gonna use a blaster instead, I think. I'm gonna use the phosphor blast pistol. Why? Well, you'll notice we've got, it says machine spirit charge. So that red bar underneath indicates that both of my weapons have been charged by the machine spirit or whatever. So it's, what does it do? It's like +1 damage, it looks like. It's showing that on the side. That's nice. It's you know, I like the tooltips are very informative, simple to understand. So this one requires 2 shots to charge the machine spirit. As you can see, 2 little bars at the bottom, and this one only requires 1. So I'm going to just use this one because it requires less to charge it up for the next time. Now, normally you can't use your ranged weapons up close, but because he was downed, we got away with it, right? So oh, hang on, let's reveal some more over here. Cool. And it's nice that that does 1 point of damage as well. cool. So if we get to a point where everyone is down, we win. You know, we don't, it doesn't make you go around and kill everyone. But yeah, you can grab cognition from downed enemies, which is cool beans. Okay, what now? I think it might be time to start fucking some people up, you know? Let's just make sure we got them all revealed. Cool, cool. So I can use space here to have a look at basically what everyone's situation is. If we can hit with our macro stubber, which has the machine spirit, if we can hit that guy, we'll take him out. So that's one less to worry about. And we can do it. We just move over here. That's on 3, and boom. I love it. He's down. Forget about it. Now, are we going to do anything else here? We very well may. Let me have a look. Who else can we hit? Can we move any further? If we could hit that guy in the back, I'd be very cool with it. This guy actually doesn't have any armor. Is there any... Hang on. Is there any way for us to hit him? Can we just hit him from where we are? We can. So what I'm going to do here is that's going to require 2... That's going to use 2 cognition. This is going to use 1. So all energy attacks gain plus 2 energy damage for 1 round. I'm going to do it just for a guaranteed savaging, right? Let's take that guy out. That's a 9. He only had 8 health. He's down. So, yep, 3 turns to take those guys out. Shouldn't be a problem. Now let's move back behind cover. For free. How you doing? Okay, next. See, I'm like a master tactician. What I like about this is it feels very much less about RNG. The RNG is in the strategic... Oh no! He's... What? That bastard. Don't repair them. The RNG feels very much confined to the strategic layer, assuming that there is RNG there, and not like, this is the right choice and that's the bad choice, you know? It's hard to say. Okay, so we have an ability here. Provocation. Become the priority target of enemies in range and gain plus 1 physical armor and plus 1 energy armor for 1 round. And that doesn't cost any cognition, so let's use it. That's what our grunts are here for. Our troops, they're just for the sake of getting smacked up. It's the way to go. Okay, I'm not going to pull anyone in just yet. I don't think it's really imperative. My tech priests are quite upgraded in the style of the game. They're very squishy, and they did die a few times, but I don't think you can lose them permanently. You might lose them for the rest of the mission, but they come back once you go back to the overworld, I guess, back to the ship. So let's put our boy here and smack him up. There you go. Not a lot of damage. And now we got to end our turn. Fantastic. Okay, so what kind of damage do we want to do? We want to do physical damage over here. Energy damage over here. Any kind of damage to these guys, if at all possible. So let's have a look. We can't hit that guy. Oh, we can hit him over here. You know what? I think this is our best bet. Let's do that. It looks like we do have the machine spirit ready to go. Let us use the machine spirit. So in terms of melee range, there is a opportunity mechanic. So I do believe that if this guy tries to move away from my melee unit here, even my tech priests, because they have melee weapons on them right now, if he tries to move away, he's going to get smacked. So, you know, he needs to be concerned about that. And you know what? I think let's take out one of these down guys. We should grab some cognition from it as well. Alright, I think we will. Maybe we already grabbed it. I'm not sure. 100%, not 100% sure about that. Okay, let's end our turn there. I don't want to burn any cognition just yet. Let's grab some more. Holy moly. Holy, who am I? What era am I from? Oh, I'm from the 2080s, baby. Okay, let's get in pretty close there. Like I said, I was being pretty conservative, but my guys can take a little bit of a beating right now. So 2 damage over there would be great. Yeah, let's go 2 damage here. Hopefully this will finish him off. Fantastic. He's down. We can finish him off with the servitor in a hot second, and then I wouldn't mind smacking that guy. Oh, that was a crit. That was a big, sexy crit. What else could I do here? I could get in close and finish him. And that's what I'm going to do. So we're going to swing past here, grab this guy's cognition. So we've essentially moved for free, right? We're going to grab his cognition. So we've actually, it's a net gain right now. Now we're going to use one to finish him off. And we just grab some dank cognition from it. Fantastic. We're essentially partying right now. I'm going to end my turn. Don't even trip. That's what I'm talking about, man. This is the kind of tactics I like. Grab that opportunity here. Don't even trip. I'm at now full max cognition. And that's it. That's all that was required of me. I'm basically the greatest, and not to brag. Okay, so the cohorts, that's what your team is called, your squad cohort. The cohort's rad sniffers are detecting potential traces of the target's isotopes. The trail leads through a half-collapsed series of chambers crumbling under the weight of the shifting landscape overhead. It may be perilous to pursue, but could bring the cohort to their objective more quickly. Okay, so calculation. Survey the collapsed chambers before taking this route. It will not be quite as fast, but should mitigate the risk. So it's likely going to increase our the Tomb's Awake level if we do that. Take another way around. The mission will fail if the cohort is lost to the treacherous terrain. Or courage, take the dangerous path. It is worth the risk. I think we can maybe tank a little bit of damage right now. So let's go courage. Yeah, see, we've taken a 3 HP hit to one of our servitors, but the Necron's initiative decreases. That's huge. The cohort makes its way through the treacherous area and suffers injuries when their movements cause a secondary collapse that rains debris down onto them. However, the sacrifice may have been worth it as they emerge from the collapse, having forged a shortcut towards their objective. It's a beautiful time to be alive. Okay. Let's head on out. Let's keep going. So this is, make no mistake, I think perhaps one of the longer missions, but I think we're starting to get to possibly the early mid campaign right now. Okay, a sudden radiation spike has turned this part of Agrolex's tomb into a dangerous hot zone. A pair of Skitari lie in the zone, evidently having been overcome by the rad levels. It is sacrilegious to leave them there uncovered, but the area may be too dangerous to do anything. So, bring back the dead, attempt to recover the bodies, cremate the dead, burn the bodies, at least they will not lie there to rot, commemorate the dead, pray for the dead, and leave them where they are. So, something you need to know about me in this current playthrough, I'm into fire. If there's a chance, I'm going to use a flamethrower to burn something, so let's do that. But unfortunately, the cohort throws promethium over the bodies and sets them alight from a distance with gunfire. However, they did not expect the pocket of explosive gas, which causes a huge fiery blast and destroys the whole chamber. The cohort is clear of the explosion, but the nearby Necrons are immediately alerted to their location. There you go. So that's not great. That's not great, but don't worry, we've just got one room left. So I'm not at all concerned about this mission. You can fail missions. You can fail missions, but as far as I'm aware, it just means... So I guess the detriment there when you fail a mission is the Necron Awake level, the global Necron Awake level, that percentage bar goes up and you gain no reward. But it's not like you lose your tech priest. Now, I must admit I haven't gained more than the two starting ones, so I don't know if you can lose tech priest later on. Maybe it just locks the first two off as like you never lose these guys, so you don't ever outright lose the game. I'm not 100% sure. I'm just speculating. But so far, 25% of my way into the campaign, you don't permanently lose anyone. Okay. So we've got a lot of things going on here. We've got a Necron warrior. We've got a Canthrite More Necron warriors. Okay, so what are our missions? Find isotopic materials for fuel and scan or destroy. So we can scan or destroy these terminals and we'll be good to go. It looks like we've got a cognition tower there and a few around here, so that's fine. I don't think resources are going to be a problem at all this time round. So let's get to it. I am going to throw in Skitarii Vanguard, which I've never used before. It's the first ranged unit that is not a tech priest. So I think he's ranged. Yeah, it looks like he's got a gun. Okay, fantastic. So, what are we gonna do? Ooh, there's a scan boy over there. So I think I'm gonna go around the outside, Yeah, I don't want to get overwhelmed, you know. I think if we go through the middle, it's going to be a little bit hairy. So let's go over here. So let's make sure we know what's going on with this guy's resistances. Okay, that's fine. Physical armor. We can't hit anything just yet, but that's okay. Let's end our turn. Who's next up? So, another thing that I'm kind of not 100% sure about in terms of whether I like it or not is the camera is very rigid. You know, it moves in these in quarters and it moves down to this level, but you can't really. This is like a vanity camera, I guess. Once you scroll in the full this. Oh, well, lucky I did this. I didn't realize there was a guy there. Jesus. Okay, we gotta watch out for that. Yeah, it doesn't look like you can really use it when you're down here. I wouldn't mind a little more flexibility in the camera, but I'm also kind of not like legitimately OCD, but I do get a little bit perturbed when like the camera goes all over the place and it's like, oh, but it's like, can we set it to default, please? I got problems, I know. Okay. Let's move there and we'll shoot back at this guy. Oh man, I'm feeling I was so remiss in not realizing he was there. Okay. So let's, yeah, this is going to be great. Even minimum damage, we're going to take him out. Forget about, grab that cognition. Armor. Bad boy. I don't know where I was going with that. Let's, hang on. We can't shoot anyone else? Pretty sure. Oh, we might be able to. Hang on. Nah, not quite. We'd have to, you know what? Let's just end our turn. We'll take it slow. Slow play it. I'm happy to do that. Okay. So what else can we do here? Looks like our, what is this guy? A Vanguard. Looks like our Vanguard has quite the range on him. So I'm going to move him over here. Ooh, he's fast too. Okay. What can we do with it? We can shoot that guy. But I think the smart play is to get rid of this guy while we can. Ooh, kind of sprays him with some kind of plasma extract, huh? All right, here we go. What do you want, buddy? Rude. Look, it's fine. It's the last mission, so I'm not concerned about losing our grunts. Like, if we lost all our troops in the first common encounter, I'd be like, oh, you know, I'm not crazy about that, but let's throw in, no, let's use a servitor, the one that isn't damaged. Let's pop him in there just to do some grunt work. So, oh god, he's dead. Jesus, that's not great. Something to consider with the servitors, I'm not sure if I mentioned this already. When they get hit, you get cognition. It's basically the perfect system. Smack him up. Oh, absorbed. Because we did physical damage, yeah, rude. Okay. Well, let's grab that armor and say, hey, yo, attack me, dog. And let's keep going. So what do we have to do here? Oh yeah, we're like we can't attack really anyone there. Let me think. Let's burn some cognition to go a little further. Let's scan. So we've got one of our objectives. We've got a whole bunch of Blackstone, which I'm very much in love with. And we've got more Necrons coming out. Rude. Rude. Okay, so we need to do energy damage to this guy. we haven't got a lot of energy damage on us, but let's try. Every little bit helps. There you go. Ooh, it was a crit too. Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it. And you know what? We can skosh back over here. So we're going to go by, essentially behind cover and grab 2 cognition points for our trouble while we're at it. Okay, beautiful. There's no one to heal, so let's just end our turn. Now, we could have gone in for a melee attack. Make no mistake. But I think, considering how many enemies we have here, I think it behooves us to be just a skosh cautious. Just a skosh. So, I'm going to move here. Even though we can like move here and attack these 2 guys, I want to get away from him for the moment. So, let's shimmy on over here. Oh, we don't know what his armor's like. So let's go, let's use our Energia Enhancer. And let's go hog wild on this guy. Whoa! Maybe a bit overkill. But never tell me that it's not beneficial to go hog wild every once in a while. Okay, how you doing? So that requires cognition. I'm actually gonna say, hey yo, play it safe. Let's hang back a skosh and see what they do. I like the maps. So far they haven't been super varied. It's been for the most part like a texture tile swap. But they're clean, they're simple to understand, I like them. So let's throw in a Ranger Alpha. I think we've got some cognition to burn. Let's do it. Yodo. Okay. Yeah, grab that cognition, baby. Okay, so you can see, hang on. You can see it's warning us that there's going to be an attack of opportunity if we try to move away. So, I mean, we don't want to move away anyway. Let's smack this guy. And it's enough to give him the business. And we can still move. See, this is what I love. You know, we can attack and move. It's not your standard XCOM style move, shoot. But if you shoot first, oh, then you're stuck. I don't know. I'm into that. So, let's move up here. Piece by piece. Ooh, he's been acided, huh? Not crazy about that, but that's okay. So something else that I haven't mentioned, but you've probably gleaned, is you can't, as far as I'm aware, you can't choose who you move on any given time. It's based on initiative up there. Pretty standard stuff. So I'm going to move here so as not to get hit by that guy. Yeah, that's what I want. And what's that guy doing? So let's have a look at what he's got in terms of, okay, so what do we have available? We want to hit him with physical ideally, so I'm going to use, I mean, man, this is overkill. This is a bit overkill, but I guess I'll hit this guy with our machine-spirited blaster. Yeah, grab the cognition, baby. Okay, and we'll start to whittle away on this guy. There you go. Okay, we're getting there. I'll end my turn. Yeah, that guy's dead. I'll tell you that much. Okay. That's okay. We'll get there. I'm not overly concerned right now. So, let's shimmy on behind. Approach from the rear, as is my birthright. That's how we like to do it. Beautiful. And then I'm just gonna like start to move back around, I guess. And we can start laying into these other guys. So I'm gonna go like way back so as to hopefully avoid getting shot immediately by that guy. Yeah, I'm happy to do that. That's fine. We got some long-range stuff here. So enhanced weapons is one of our passive skills. +4 range for ranged weapons. That's fantastic. So do we not know what he does yet? Let's make sure we got his number. Oh, baby! He's got no armor. You guys ready to go buck wild? Fully bucked. Yep, he's down. This is exactly where you want to be. And we can finish him off straight up. Ooh. Just one guy left. 2 more terminals to scan. You know, I think we can... You know what? Am I going to move up? Yeah, I'm going to move up. Let's do it. I think we can expect more Necrons to show up. But... let's actually keep going. This is essentially a free move because we're grabbing cognition. So let's run on through here. Scan the terminal. Fantastic. There we go. We got some more guys coming out. But that's okay. And let's end our turn. So something we haven't been using, like at all. Yeah, see, we got so much health and a little bit of armor. We're pretty much okay. Extra Necrons in battle. So listen, if we can just pick this up a skosh, that'd be great. Do we want to put down another servitor? You know what? Why not? Let's put it there. Put it there, pal. So something we haven't been using is the canticles, which sounds like the testicles of a can. I'm not sure we really need to use it just yet. Not for the moment. So let's move in here. Smack this guy up. See, we don't know what he's about just yet. But let's make sure that we've got some armor there and we're grabbing aggro with our least important unit. That guy is fine. He's going to be sorted out by the Ranger Alpha in a skosh. So we'll move up here. Do we have our servo skull? No, we don't. So we just kind of got to guess at what's going on here. Let's use our macro stabber. That's not enough, but, you know, it's machine spirited for the next time. Let's, I guess, use the phosphorus blaster, whatever it's called. That did it! Ooh! That was straight up a... Oh, it's a crit? Maybe if it crits, if it's a crit kill, it doesn't leave a corpse? That's my guess. Okay, let's move up. We're going to grab the cognition, so it's essentially a free sprint. A free dash. I'm happy to go again. Let's grab the scan. And then all we should have to do is finish up. So we got 2 enemies and we're out. Yeah, we can do this. Don't worry about it. No threat remains? Oh, that was it? That's all we need to do? Fantastic. We've done it. I'm actually the greatest Mechanicus of all time. The cohort locates a cache, or a cache, of ingots forged from a rare isotope by some unknown Necron method. They are able to take this rare bounty back to the tomb entrance for processing into fuel for the Castus Metallicon. There you go. You have your supplies. Is the fuel situation improved? The fuel is good. The rest, not so good. I anticipate further requests for action in maintaining mission optimal supply levels. Undoubtedly, no army survives without supplies. Supplies not in the habit of walking into our hold. And then, I am sure I will hear from you again, Quartermaster. Hey, look. I mean, I like that it adds personality. That's why I'm very conflicted. I love that it has a story. And it's got, you know, little dialogue bits. And the way it's voice acted, you probably can't hear it because I've turned the audio down. But the way it's voice acted is very, like, it's so on point for these mechanical beings. I love that. But also, like, sometimes I want to get through it. And you can say, hey, buddy, you can just, like, skip through it. I know, but I'm like, part of me feels guilty. It's like, oh, am I missing important stuff? New canticle unlock. Okay. The next attack will break 4 physical armor. Break armor? That's a new concept for me. Next 6 attacks will ignore all armor. That's pretty fancy. Alright, cool. So we've actually gone up to 29% after that. So we're, you know, things are moving along. So just real quick, because this video is getting like mad long. As you can see, these are all spots for your various troops, right? So the Servitor, which is at level 2, And they get more abilities the more they level up. The Ranger Alpha at level 1 and the Vanguard at level 1. And there's a lot more I'm yet to unlock, right? Now, hang on. This is one thing I'm unsure about. Like, I'm pretty sure you're going to get more Magos, more Tech Priests. But, like, do they fill up that area? And then maybe these are the Grunts? That would make sense. I reckon that's what it is. Yeah, you can also change the color. So, we got, like, the Mars look. Metallica. Or you can go, like, full custom, which naturally is going to be the Perp Squad. So then we can go, I love the RGB separation. Z, you know. Alright, so this is our leveling up screen. It's a little bit of a mess now because I got a few upgrades. But essentially the way it works is you've got these 6, I guess, schools or little trees here. And you can mix and match from all of them. They're individually, these are all linear. But I can go like 2 down here, 3 down there, 1 down here, 4 down there, and so on. I can mix and match to my heart's desire. And every time, it seems, every time you unlock a skill here, such as generate 1 cognition point at the beginning of the unit's turn, just like we saw, or +4 range for range weapons, or deals 1 damage to target when you're using a servo skull, right? Once you unlock an ability, you have also the ability, or the opportunity rather, to then unlock a piece of gear to put on your guy. So let's unlock something. Actually, let's go back a skosh. So we're looking at, this is Magos Sten, and he does have some leg gear, which makes him look very spidery. So if we take that off, he does actually have human legs. But like, let's put it back on though. And we can switch out weapons and whatnot as well. So his weapon situation isn't so bad. So I might save. Ooh, that uses a lot of cognition though. So you can kind of have 2 like shooty arms, which is kind of cool. He's also got this spotlight thing, which we didn't use, and there's that ability we use that ups the energy damage. Okay, so we've got quite a lot of Blackstone to use. That's what you use to upgrade stuff here. Let's... Machine Spirit attacks deals +2? Need more Blackstone to upgrade? How much does it require? I'm not 100% sure. Scanners have -1 cooldown. Okay. Let's just grab a piece of gear here. So, adds 1 energy damage. This is an arm piece, I think. Let's grab it. And watch the model. There you go. It actually changes it. That's so cool. And if we want, we can do things like, hey, I don't want him to have melee capability. I'm not sure why you would do that. Like, it just seems like a net positive to have melee, but there you go. So let's move over to Jeremiah. Jeremiah was a tech priest. Was a good friend of mine. I didn't understand a single word he said, but he helped me turn me into a cyborg, and now I got mechanical legs. There you go. So wow, this is a huge, big old fuck off cannon. I love that. And it's gonna do a lot of damage too. 6 to 8 energy damage, and that's shoots multiple projectiles in a cone area. I'm excited to use that, but it does require 3 cognition to use. So that's a big boy attack. The only issue there is it looks like maybe we haven't got the space to attach another weapon. So it's like a be all and end all kind of deal. Need more augment slots to equip. So augment slots. Augment slots. Augment capacity. How does that go up? I'm not 100% sure. Does it have to do with our upgrading here? Possibly. Let's have a look. Oh, right. Augment. Oh, that augment required. Augment requirement. Well, maybe it's just like there's a capacity. Like it doesn't go up. Maybe it's just stuck. You know, it's probably attached to a rank. Yeah, how much you want to bet it's rank based. Reveal enemy statistics when in melee range. Yes, I like the concept of that. I need more Blackstone? Dude, you're killing me here. Anyway, you get the idea. It's pretty cool. And I love that it changes the look of the model. I love that. That's like a dirty kink of mine. Unplug. Oh, right. So we can take melee off if we want. And like put... I want a physical one though. deals... Is that physical damage? That's a different kind of damage. A red damage? What's red damage? Okay. There you go. Now he's got two gun boys. That's kind of cool. Mix and match. I like that. I like that. I'm into this. Okay. So, let's back out of that. And, like, as I said before, it doesn't look like you can customize these guys at all beyond their just general color. Cool. There you go. So that's the game. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I'm excited to get to the end of it and see how it goes. And more importantly, to see how valuable and meaty a second playthrough would be. But there you go, guys. Let me know in the comments down below. Is this your kind of game? Are you like a 40k nut? Tell me everything I got wrong in the comments down below. Hey, look, but thanks for watching. Taste the game. Be excellent to each other. And I'll see you next time. Ricky Summer, out.